When am I ever able to get back to doing the things I used to do? Done. All I want to do is go for a run, play golf. All I want to do is get on the floor, play with the grandkids, enjoy the afternoon strolling outside. What can I do? Can't imagine how many times we're asked these questions. What can I do to help myself get back to where I want to be quicker? What can I do in order to help myself make sure I don't ever find myself back in the same place again? Well, tonight we're going to answer this question. In fact, what we're going to do is give you a very simple formula in the process of fixing and correcting these spinal problems. In fact, the same formula is one in which is used universally to grow the body stronger, to get the body to perform at a higher level. In fact, our Olympic athletes, our professional athletes use this all the time to perform at that peak level. It's time, frequency, and intensity. Listen, this isn't that secret sauce. It's not the thing that you hear all the time from celebrities out there saying, if you do this one thing, you're going to have great success. If you do this one thing, it's going to lock everything for you. Let me tell you, if you do these three things, it's what's required in order to get the outcome the way you want it. Listen, it's not a chiropractic thing. If you go to a physical therapist and you ask him, well, listen, I torn a muscle, I strained a ligament or a tendon, they're going to tell you a mild sprain strain injury is going to take 6 to 8 weeks in order to heal. If you screw it up and you don't deal with that mild sprain strain properly, it's going to take even longer. Hold on a second. Go to the orthopedist. You broke a bone. You broke your leg. They put you in a cast. Doc, how long is it going to take to heal? Well, it's going to take at least 9 weeks. Do stupid, it'll take even longer. If your body doesn't respond properly, it'll take even longer. Time is always in the process of healing. See, we're so used to the immediacy. In fact, we're used to the cell phone. We're used to electronics, where we could bounce a signal off a satellite, talk to somebody that's halfway, 3/4 of the way around the world. Maybe they're flying in a plane, and we're able to connect with them without a problem. Listen, that technology is there for that immediate connection. That's not the way your body allows for you to function. Your body, in order to actually grow that strong connection once again, requires us to have time to give the body the opportunity of actually reconnecting those things that have been severed because of the subluxations, the bones that have been out of place. Because when they put pressure on the nerve, guess what? It doesn't allow for that proper connection. And let's understand something. Time is only one component in the healing process. Each and every one of you, as you entered into the office, got put into a phase of spinal degeneration, because we know what the standards tell us of. If you're in phase 1, it takes somewhere between 12 to 24 months. If you're in phase 2, it takes between 18 to 36 months to fully fix and correct those problems. If you're in phase 3, it takes 3 to 5 years. Listen, there is a phase 4. Screw up long enough, guess what? There is no healing time, because your body has fused everything together, and that's not okay. So in the end, time is a component. Your time might be different than somebody else in your family. Your time might be different than the person who's laying on the other adjusting table. Time is that unique thing. But we have the opportunity. You notice there was a range in that time, 12 to 24, 18 to 36, 3 to 5. We get to use these other two things to change that timeline, because there's that frequency. If we want to change things more quickly, we're going to re-educate it more aggressively by increasing the time component. In fact, in the beginning of your chiropractic care, we recognize we're in patterns, we're in habits. We have to break those habits slowly but surely. Therefore, we use that frequency at first to break it real quickly and then get you into that frequency of care of that 3 times a week so that we could take advantage of a very simple process of breakdown and repair. And if you think that's just a chiropractic thing, no, it's not just a chiropractic thing. In fact, if you talk to any weightlifter, somebody who's in the gym, they're going to tell you. They work, they exhaust the body part. They create that tearing down so that the body's able to go through that healing process. And they have to give their body that recovery time. And it works to their advantage. Now, everybody's schedule is different. So at sometimes, well, we have to do the next best thing. But whenever we have that opportunity, guess what? If we're able to make sure that we're staying in that healing rhythm of breakdown and repair, breakdown and repair, guess what? The body gets that better outcome. Listen, if you've had a 3-year-old around and you've just skipped the nap, maybe you kept them up 1 or 2 nights later than they're supposed to be, break rhythm, break that pattern, break that habit, what happens? Really bad outcomes. Finally, that last thing that comes about is the intensity. Now, some people, listen, when they go out for a walk, they love just strolling along. That's not everybody. Sometimes I get to watch people, when they go for a walk, they're up and they're moving. They're moving with purpose. And maybe, you know what? You've seen people drive that way too. Particularly in this area, let me tell you. You get to know the people who are originally from here. They're driving with purpose. They are not messing around. They're moving with purpose. And they don't want to know that you're just looking at the scenery around. Well, let me tell you, for your body, if you're moving with purpose, you can push it to that level that enables you the opportunity of getting it to move more quickly. People in the gym demonstrate this all the time. Listen, you can take 10-pound weights and maybe do 100 or 200, chest, presses, or you can load up a barbell with a couple 100 pounds and do sets of 6 to 8 and exhaust the tissue just much more quickly. The choice is up to you. And when we talk about intensity, listen, there's a lot of ways that we talk about intensity. When you walk in the office, engaging in conversations, listening to everything else that's around, we realize everybody's got a cell phone. But having that lack of focus of, what's most important, learning in an environment that's designed to teach, it's one of those things that we miss the mark. These workshops are exactly that. You get to take these different things that we teach and train you with here in these workshops and apply them personally so that you're able to make greater changes in a shorter period of time. And in fact, one of the things that I recognize and that we're going to be doing in 2024 is we're bringing back in-house workshops. Once a month, we're going to be doing workshops that are not going to be on Facebook Live. They're not going to be posted to YouTube. They are going to be highly interactive workshops. You want to look for this book in the office. You want to look for this because once a month for the next year, we have listed the different workshops. There's a brief description. Everything from dealing with your feet to nutrition. I love the fact that we get to cook for you. You get to try and sample things. You get to test the system in different ways. In fact, one of the things that you get to do is bring a friend with you, if you like, in order to experience it also. But you have that opportunity of learning at a different level. And I recognize, listen, YouTube is great. Facebook is wonderful. This electronic medium gives us an opportunity of connecting and having this information. But there's nothing like being face-to-face. Because as we do, we get that opportunity of interacting and learning from one another and other people's experiences so that we're capable of moving forward more quickly, Stop doing the bad things that have built up our problem and start learning those different ways that maybe we haven't ever thought of that allow us to make greater steps forward and intensify that forward progress. Because in the end, let me tell you, it's all about this subluxation. It's all about that disconnect that gets created. And my desire is, listen, as we have this disconnect, we have the opportunity of helping our body relearn how it's supposed to be positioned, how things are supposed to be working, and maintaining this constant connection. The longer we're able to maintain this connection, the longer we stay in a state of health. And health is that state of optimal mental, physical, and social well-being. I love the fact that Webster's Dictionary describes it as your body working at 100%. And when there's this constant connection, when energy is capable of flowing from above down and then the inside out the way it was designed and created, our body's going to do exactly what it's supposed to do. Many of you are working on this disease process that we know as subluxation, that disconnect between your brain and your body functioning the way it's supposed to. That lack of communication is a state of disease. That lack of health shortens our life. It robs us of that vitality that we get to have and the ability to engage the way we desire. My hope is that each and every one of you learns and overcomes these subluxations as quickly as possible. As always, I ask you to do 3 things. Like, comment, and share this information with others. I realize that by you doing those 3 simple things, not only do you demonstrate that you're getting this information, but more importantly, you're helping somebody else also get exposed to this information so that they can learn too of the hope that chiropractic gives them. I'm Dr. Joseph Baker from the Limerick Chiropractic Center.